Currently, consumer use of smartphones is not regulated by the federal government. McCloskey of Airbiquity talks about innovation to make the road safer without taking away the functionality of these popular devices.
In the United States, Department of Transportation has released guidelines, the first tranche of guidelines anyway, around what creates a non-distracted environment. So it has to do with where the screen ought to be and how far below the horizon it should be and the kinds of things they would say is a good idea to do in the car. The good news is that the federal authorities have not regulated this space. They've put out voluntary guidelines they'd like people to follow. So they're leaving up to industry right now to figure out which way to move with this, which is a very good step. So the use case that we work on, for example, on the consumer side, is that if you have a phone and you come into the car, you should never touch that phone again. That phone should pair with the vehicle, whether it's a plug-in, whether it's wireless, whatever it happens to be, and then all of the services and capabilities that you want from that phone should be accessible via the vehicle systems. Why? Because as you own a vehicle, you build up memory muscle movement, so you understand how to reach for certain things inside the vehicle without having to look. You remember where they are. You know where the volume control is without really having to look for it. And so if we can have the services you enjoy from your phone, from your smart mobile device, we can have those be remote controlled via the vehicle. That will enable the driver to enjoy more services, but to do so in a way that's safe. If you have a streaming media app today, and today that has album art on it, well, the guidelines the federal authorities have put out say that you really shouldn't have any visual distractions at all while you're driving, even a static image. Is it reasonable? Is it not reasonable? The best research says to minimize the number of distractions in the vehicle. So that's their voluntary, that's their suggested approach. Now the automaker doesn't have to follow that. But the good news is that you can have that Pandora interface when you're parked, and when you go into drive, nothing changes about the Pandora service, but we can, working with Pandora, we can suppress the images that would be distracting, and we can enable then the steering column controls to be your thumbs up, thumbs down, or next song, or we can enable it to be a quick, easy memory muscle touch into the screen. And so there are ways that we can harness the power of the vehicle, the capabilities of the vehicle, and match those with what are distracting elements today so that we minimize those distractions without eliminating the services that come from them.